Hey everyone, welcome to the transmission for the new moon in Capricorn happening on January 11th. There's a lot going on. Lots of planets are direct. We're waiting for Uranus on the 27th of January to go direct. And then we have all systems go. And there's some huge other things happening, like Pluto moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. But for now, we have this stair step to the new cycle. And so what better way to stair step than the energy of Capricorn? So Capricorn is the goat, right? Well, it's actually the sea goat. And I love that because there is this feminine quality to Capricorn where it's usually just seen as a very driven, masculine energy to succeed. And I love that because we're in Gene Key 54, the sun and the moon. So there's this frequency right now of how do we succeed? How do we succeed in our mission? And I'm talking to those of you who are on a mission. And that's really what this new moon is about. So your opportunity is to plant the seeds for your future mission. We've gone through a huge cycle. We're completing a much longer cycle, 15 years, 2008, 2009. Think back to what you were doing, what you're up to, and what you're up to now. We've had a lot of Pluto in Capricorn, and now that energy is completing. And it's completing at very important degrees, like, any kind of completion, like has to clear the decks, really, like, yeah, that I was waiting to clear, no, that gets cleared now before it goes into this new cycle. And, cool enough, that new cycle happens at the same time that human design and the gene keys declare the beginning of the year. That's January 21, 22. So really, from some other perspectives, we're not even in the new year yet. But suffice it to say, for 2024, this is the first new moon of the year. And I love it because it's grounded. It's asking us, what are the structures that are put in place so that you can be successful in your sacred mission? Isn't that cool? And that sounds great. I just said, isn't that cool? And it also means some things. It means, because Capricorn loves discipline, it loves structure. And so it means, how are you grounding that vision in three space reality? So that's gets to be your inquiry over this contemplation period of the new moon. And for me, what's showing up is, what are the things that I want to do, but they're not on mission, and therefore they must go? Yeah, some hard choices get to be made. I think I'm seeing this a lot in the zeitgeist, where people are refining their offerings. They're getting rid of other offerings. You can apply that in whatever circumstance, how you have spent your time, because after all, how you spend your money, how you spend your time is a reflection of what you value. And we just went through this Taurus Scorpio, unearthing things to really see what it is we value, to bring in more self-love so that we can actually do our mission, because you have to have a lot of self-love to do your mission. You have to feel really worthy to do your mission. You know what I'm saying? It's a profound thing to give yourself the gift of your Dharma. And we talk a lot about this. This is going to be in the water for a while. And this is the seeds of it. We're just beginning because we're building something that lasts. That's what Capricorn wants to do. And Capricorn's not afraid to play the long game. That was my word for 2023, or my phrase, I'm playing the long game. And so I invite you, if that makes sense, use it. Because Capricorn in the new moon is like, I'm playing the long game. So there's a concept in yoga, and I use this term a lot, called drishti. That's that third eye gaze from right here, that's inner seeing, that's looking at where you're going. So I'm playing the long game for what? Where am I going? Right? You got to answer that question. Because once you know where you're going, everything else falls into place. It either fits there or it doesn't fit there, or it's for later. So it gives you the ability to prioritize. And when we know how to prioritize, we can stay grounded and not get overwhelmed and not get so flustered, because the energy frequency is going to accelerate. We're moving from earth into air, right? Like, I laugh as I say that because I'm very Vata. This is a very Vata time of life. This is in the winter here, like the fall time is really Vata. The change of the season times is really Vata. And if you don't know what that means, it's a constitution in Ayurvedic medicine, and it's wind constitution. It's high creativity, but can be extremely scattered. And so, that Vata, think about a firestorm. We have a fire, but it's the wind that causes that fire to get out of control, right? So to keep your fire burning in the places that actually gives you warmth and lights your way, we get to rein in our minds. And that's what's coming. So we get to use this time of this grounded Capricorn energy, this earth energy, to go stand on the earth and let the frequency of earth ground you. Find that inner grounding through co-regulating with earth. We talked about that in the transforming trauma class, like co-regulating. Let yourself co-regulate with earth during this Capricorn new moon. And then ask yourself those deeper questions. What is my soul mission? You may only have a piece of it. That's okay. Start there. And let go of whatever's not in that way. That doesn't mean don't take a part-time job that supports that mission. No, if that's what's going to get that mission off the ground, then do it, because Capricorn loves structure and action on that structure. So you think about it, when I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, I was looking at, I knew where I wanted to go. I want to go to the peak. And I knew the map. I had never walked it, but I knew the map. Like, it's going to be this many days, and then this, and then this. And then I just had to put one foot in front of the other till ultimately I reached that summit. And that's really what Capricorn energy is all about. We are at a choice point, really. Do we want the old? And even if we want the old, it's not going to happen, but the old can live in our minds and we can try and recreate it. Or are we ready for the new? And so this, to me, represents this moment when we get to seed new possibilities, not just in the old binary this or that way, but in this way of what are the infinite possibilities that I can't even see opening up to support me in my Dharma. That Dharma meaning that right action, that right alignment, like it's so me. And sometimes we have to do things that are not me to get to what is me. So all of it's included in the path. But just harness the frequencies of the energy right now, which means harness your ability to ground and to ask the question is, what is my soul mission? What is my soul signature? Meaning, how does it look in me? What does it look and feel like in me as I do my soul mission? What are the flavors and the tastes of it? That's the uniqueness that this North Node in Aries, and in fact that this new moon is squaring, is going to ask you to get really clear on that, really clear. Who are you being? So that you can take the bold action. So if you haven't downloaded my 2024 moon planner, it's called The Moon in You, Embodying Feminine Leadership Through Living the Cycles of the Moon. It's available for you, gives you a keynote for this new moon, and I'll put the link in the description. Lots and lots of love. I can't wait to see you on the next moon cycle.